Hi, you guys, if you can hear me, I hope you're all doing well. We've got about 7 minutes before the live stream is scheduled to start. So we'll give some people a chance to get in. I'm going to open up the stream on my computer, so give me a sec to get into the chat. So as soon as you come into the room, let me know. Say hi in the chat so I know that you're here. There's 2 of you here. The girls are watching as well. They're sitting at the table painting with me. I'm trying to get some lunch in real quick before we start. I hope the setup is okay for you. I moved over to the big table so that I could kind of spread things out a bit. We're up to 3. I move this back just a hair. My camera's kind of top heavy, so I'm hoping that it doesn't flop over on me. But I had to do that for the angle. So if my phone suddenly falls over into my Gelli Plate, that's what's happened. So I hope you're all having a good morning, afternoon now. I'm sorry the angle's kind of weird, but that's the best I could do with this tripod. This tripod isn't really made for this kind of a setup, so it's really the best that I could do. And I know that it's kind of set sideways, but we're just going to have to deal with it, I think. So please let me know you're here, or who's here. Seems we've got good quality. It's at 98%, so that's not bad. Hi, Teresa. Good evening where you are. How was your day? Pretty. So the girls are here painting with me. Their father was too tired to take them this weekend, which is usually the case. He is supposed to take him 2 weekends a month, and he is usually too tired one of those weekends. So he is a 1 weekend a month kind of guy, kind of father, and we are used to that. So the girls are with me this weekend, and they are sitting at the other end of the table painting. So I am just gonna clean off. I don't store my Gelli Plate. I just like put it on the shelf, which probably isn't the greatest. And it really is time for me to make another Gelli Plate. This one has shrunk down. I can see that I'm getting some mold on the other side of it there. This Gelli Plate is about, see, I made it in December. So it is about 9 months old. It's got some, Brooke took some bite marks out of it because I guess she wanted to taste it. I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. So it's just time. It's time for me to make a new one. So when I do make a new one, I'll videotape it. I know that there's some out there, but I'll make a video just so that there's a fresh video out there. And I do mine just a little bit different. I gotta blow my nose, you guys, so excuse me. Hi, Damaris. Oh, cool, Teresa. I would love to see some of your ATCs. Teresa says, hello, Haley in Brooklyn.
Hello.
You can show me all of your paintings when we're done, okay? We'll hang them all up when you're done. Okay, so I just cleaned it off with some water because there's just some debris and stuff on it, dust and stuff. So it's all clean. It's a nice clean surface now. Now, I'm going to tell you, my first few prints aren't always that great. They're kind of icky. I forgot to get some paper to print on, so I'm over here getting some paper now. I typically just use copy paper. I've done it on on cardstock, and I just think it's a waste. I just don't think that you need to use cardstock. I've also done it on index cards and stuff, which is great if you are going to make bookmarks and stuff, but I find that I just don't typically use them. So the most economic thing for me to use is just plain old copy paper. So that's what I tend to just go towards when I Gelli print. I just find that that is the most economical because those are the prints that I tend to pull from the most. So that's what I'm using. That's what I'm going to be using throughout this entire video, is just good old-fashioned copy paper. I have everything set up around me. I probably should have shown you how I have the things set up, but I have one of those rolling plastic carts to my right, which I have all of my little gadgets set up on, all of my little tools. No, Kane. The cat's thinking he's going to jump up on the table in front of me. No, Kane. No. He's like, I went up on that table somewhere. The girls are at one end of the table with their watercolors and paper, and I'm at the other end with a tripod, a computer, and a Gelli Plate in front of me, and he thinks he needs to be on the table too. So anyways, to the right of me, I have all of my homemade stencils in a bin, and in this tote, I have all of my little gadgety type things. This is the bin that I have a lot of my my smaller stencils and my homemade stencils. And then to the left of me, I have two of those bigger storage totes stacked up on each other. And on top of it, I have three of these types of bins full of paints. And they're, like I said, over to the left of me. And then sitting on the table next to the computer, these are just my little plastic gadgety type things, and some smaller like sponge lids, bottle caps, just this type of stuff. I have a water bottle on my right hand side. My copy paper is over here on my left. And then as I print, I have the floor behind me. So as I make these prints, I will just simply, and I have my desk back there, which is virtually empty because I've brought everything that I need, my computer and everything over here. So I can just start laying prints back by my desk and on top of my desk to dry. These dry relatively quickly, and you can stack them on top of each other, you know, once the initial part of them gets dry. So that's what I do. It would be nice if I had a cord that I could hang up, and I might actually do that at some point, like some kind of a cable, put two type of hanger things from one wall to the other wall in my house that I can take out some kind of a twine or a cable and hook it up temporarily when I'm doing this and clothespin them to hang to dry. But I'll do it this way for now because I don't have that. I'm still fighting this cold, so you have to bear with me. I also have some bigger stencils here. Some that I got that people bought, like Sean, Mr. Tellerian, sent me this from my Amazon wish list. This one I got at Tuesday morning the other day for $2.99. Can you believe that? And I've had this one forever. I don't remember. Somebody sent me this, but I don't remember who. And somebody must have sent me this one as well. Okay, so I have those here too. I don't really have a spot to put them. Oh, I'm going to set them on the chair right here. So I'm really excited to get started. It looks like we've got 9 more people. Let me take a glance at the chat again. Yep, thanks for coming, Nancy. We're so glad to have you. Okay, so let's go. Let me find my brayer. Right here, my brayer is a very cheap one. I need to get a new one. So if you see my little caps fall off, that's what's happened. I'll have to put it back together. And this is a hard one, and I really would, it's kind of got a rubbery edge on the outside, but it's just a cheap one, and it's not really that soft. So, but it works. It is what it is. I did get these new little dabbers at Tuesday morning, and I'm really excited to try these. So I'm going to take these out of the wrappers and just have them handy over here. And there is a fly in the room that is just driving me absolutely bonkers. God bless you. Your allergies bothering you? Mm-hmm. Do we need to give you some children's Claritin?
And mine. And my eye bugging me too.
So I've just got, you know, a menagerie of little tools and things that we can play with. So let's get going. I just need to decide. It's always the hardest part for me is to decide what colors I want to start with. Do I want to mask first? That's always a good question. Do I want to mask first? It really doesn't matter. Just do it, Kim. Just do it. Why wait? Okay, so this is Americana in the color Sea Breeze. So I'm just going to put some paint down. I tend to be very generous with my paint. And like I said, these first prints, when your Gelli Plate is relatively clean and dry, it tends to dry really quickly on here.
Ooh.
And so your initial prints aren't always the greatest. And so don't be discouraged when you're first starting. That's why it's good to have some spray bottle next to you, because you can reactivate your paints with a spray bottle. Oh, I forgot the most important thing, girls. My cutouts. You know, these things.
Yeah, maybe you'll do a czar.
I forgot the most important tool that I have are my Cricut cutouts. These are the best stencils, the very best stencils to use are my negatives on my Cricut. That's why I don't throw them away, because I absolutely love to use them. Hi Irene, thanks for joining us. Okay, so that's the first layer. I waited kind of a while for that to pull, but that's okay because we're going to pull this off now.
Is that right? You wash that?
And this is actually just regular paper. This isn't anything fancy. So I won't be able to use that again probably. So I'm going to put this lime green down. So it does take a little bit for you to get your plate primed. And then you can really start pulling off some cool stuff. Okay, so this is like a lime green. And for some reason, my brayer always puts these lines in there. I don't know what is putting the lines in there. I think it might be the edges of it. So let's put this down. Can one of you grab my trash can so I can start throwing trash in it?
Yes, Grandma, I can. Whoa. I might need a lick. I make sure I not fall. My cookie.
Ronnie says hi.
Hi, Ronnie. Ronnie.
It is so much fun, Teresa. It's like mystery painting. You just never know what you're going to pull off of here. As long as you don't get frustrated with it, because in the beginning I watched so many videos and people would pull off such cool things and mine weren't so cool, and I would get so frustrated with myself because I wasn't pulling off anything spectacular. See, like this, I really can't reuse it, so I'm just going to have to throw it in the garbage at this point. So this is when things start to get really fun. Because once I put that green paint on here, I reactivated the purple and the teal color underneath. And so it's going to pull up both layers of paint. And so that's when you get cool effects like that.
This one gets so good. I know.
So isn't that cool? What do you guys think? That's weird, Charity, that you're not getting the notices.
That's cool.
Okay, so see how I still have this paint on here? If I put another layer of paint, so if I put this pink on here, we'll put some pink and maybe, this is some paint that I got at the Dollar Tree. I don't want to do that because it's the same color. This is some paint that I got at the Dollar Tree, and it's a tempera paint. See how thick it is? It's more like a finger paint for children. And I've never used it on here, but let's give it a try. So I'm just moving my brayer. If you don't want the paint to mix a lot, then do little short strokes like this, just to kind of mush the paint down. But if you want it to mix more, then do longer strokes. Okay, so see now all of those colors are kind of mixing, and see how I'm getting mud? It's kind of all mixing together and turning it into mud. So I could go in here and say I want something. No, you're going to eat in there. I'm going to take this small bubble wrap just to give it some texture. Pull it off, and then I can use this. You guys I think can see me over there. I'm going to put that leftover paint down here on the stars that just had the white background. And so I used that over there, but now I'm going to take my paper and put it down. And the thing is to really, you know, press this down and rub it, you know, pretty firmly in all the areas, because you want that paint to adhere to your paper. And for those of you just joining, this is just simply copy paper. That's typically all I really use. You can use cardstock, you can use index cards, you can use whatever you want. But I typically always tend to go to my copy paper when I go to use my Gelli prints. But see how much more is coming off of the Gelli plate at this point? It just takes a bit for your plate to get primed. And so this one is a little bit muddier. But don't look at it as a whole, because typically you're not going to use this whole piece of paper. You're going to cut this up and use it for smaller projects like embellishments. These make great little applique pieces to do appliques with, little houses, little trees, things like that. Just to, you know, cut this out and use it in smaller projects. So there's that one. This is the one that I added the negative of the Gelli, of the small bubble wrap. See how much that added just to that star? It gave it a little bit more on the background. And then this was the first one that I pulled up. So far I'm not doing too bad. I'm pretty happy with everything that I've pulled. Actually, this was the first one. This was the second one. And that was my third one. Can you go lay these out on the desk so they can dry? Lay them separately. And so at this point, you can do a couple of things. You can clean this off. Some people will clean it off and start anew. I'm not going to clean this off. However, I am going to clean this off because it's pretty muddy. So Brooke, will you hand me one of the wipes? I'm going to clean my brayer off.
If that's you painting.
Yeah, the girls are confused because they're looking at the screen and there's a delay. So they're like, what's going on? Is that you painting? Yes, that's me. That's called a delay. There's a delay in the filming. It takes a while for it to get from our house, from the live, from what I'm doing right now into the computer. So in a few seconds, you're going to see me doing this with my brayer in there. Yeah, charity bubble wrap for the win, definitely. It has the nicest effect. Okay, so I'm going to leave this, and I'm probably going to get bits and pieces off of this, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. So let's try, wait until you guys see what metallic paint does. It is gorgeous. So let's do, I'm going to grab another stencil. I have to get up. I have these feathers that I die cut off of my Cricut. My Cricut didn't like it very much because they're pretty intricate. So I wasn't happy with the die cuts from the Cricut. But I think that this is going to be a fabulous Gelli print or monoprint. It's actually called monoprinting. Because that's what it is. It's called monoprinting. The reason why it's gotten the name Gelli Printing is because the company that started making Gelli prints named their company Gelli Print. Gelli Plate. For Gelli printing. So that's why you hear so many people refer to it now as Gelli prints. So I have to lay quite a bit of paint down for this just to get it in the nooks and crannies of this stencil. Otherwise, it just wouldn't spread out through this. And you got to be kind of fast because you guys know how fast acrylic paint dries. Okay, so these are going to be my little feathers. So I'm going to take my paper and get my initial feather background, and then we'll see. We can always add to it, but I want to get my background. Hi, Pat. Kayla's in the house. Pat. Who else? Mary Ellen? Who's Mary Ellen? You're going to get messy with this one. Oh, my stencil's sticking. So my stencil's sticking to my paper.
Now look, I can do a new one.
Are you eating out here, child? Okay, well that didn't work out because my stencil stuck to it, but that's okay because look at these cute little feathers we got on here. Okay, so I am going to clean my brayer off. Because I'm going to add another color. Hi, Piper, Joe. Where do I buy all of my supplies? Well, the paint is one of the biggest supplies that you need. Obviously, I get that at the craft store. My stencils are negatives from my Cricut machine. My Gelli Plate I made.
I hope this one not dig.
I don't need that yet.
Maybe I'll put it here, Grandma.
You guys need to not bother me, okay? I think I'm going to do, what color do I want to do? All of these, Ronnie, are just household items. Bubble wrap I just got with packages. These stencils, the majority of them I made. I can't decide what color paint I want to put on here. I think I'm just going to do this green and this darker green. I'm going to make sure my brayer isn't going to come apart on me, and I'm going to put this on the top. This really is not an expensive craft to get into. Now, if you buy your Gelli Plate, yes, and I have to tell you, it's not that cheap to make your Gelli Plate because you have to buy the glycerin, which I don't remember how much the bottles of glycerin were. You can use your 50% off coupon at Hobby Lobby or Michael's to buy your glycerin. I'm sure you can order your glycerin online, maybe even cheaper than you can purchase it at a craft store. I'm not sure. I just bought mine at Hobby Lobby. And then you have to buy the Knox gelatin. You can get that at the grocery store, but you do have to buy a lot of it, so you have to buy the big box of it. And then you have to put alcohol in it. That helps preserve it. So the initial cost of the Gelli Plate, I think it costed me like $12 to make it, which that's not a lot. And then you have to make it in a really good pan. Because it has to be able to come out of the pan really well. So I used a really nice Wilton cake pan, which then later my husband made ribs in it, in my Wilton pan, and used a metal spatula to scrape his ribs out and ruined my pan. I was not a happy camper with him. So now the next time I make a Gelli Plate, I've got to go and get a new pan.
Wow, I like it now.
So I don't know if you guys can see the metallic in that, but the metallic paints I absolutely love. Oh, hi Becky. Yeah, I remember your comment. Thank you so much for joining. I love Fort Collins. We drove up there a few weeks ago, and I told my husband how much I love it up there.
Apples? No, those are new ones. Apples is the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
I can't know which color I want to do on this one.
Nancy, I made this one back in December, so I've had this Gelli Plate for 9 months, just over 9 months, and I need to make a new one. I noticed today when I got it out that on the other side, if you can see that spot there, there is some mold on the other side of it. So it's time. It's definitely time for me to make another one.
Yeah, me and my sister are going to
And mine has shrunk down quite a bit. So when I make a new one, I'll film it. There are quite a few videos online on how to make them. But I do mine just a little bit different. So I will definitely film it for you guys, and then if you want to watch it, of course, you know, you can. So I didn't clean off my brayer that time because I wanted to add some of this green in here. And I'm going to go and get a butterfly stencil. The thing is, when you're doing these, is you seriously have to have a lot of space. I do anyways, or I get frustrated. So that's another negative off of my Cricut machine.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to put this over the top. So this would be considered my first print, because this is my first print with the butterfly stencil. And then anything that I pull off of this after that would be called a ghost print. And I love using stencils. Now you can buy stencils much like what I use in my negatives, but since I have the Cricut negatives, I just tend to use them. I think that they're wonderful to use. And then I don't have to buy a lot of stencils. So I save all of those negatives. And like this is on a nice cardstock, these die cuts that I printed out. So I'm able to use it a couple of different times. My paint got a little dry on me in places, but see how cool that is?
Wow.
See how cool the colors came out? And then when I pull this off, I could still use this on some projects. I think that looks awesome. And then see this, how cool this is? So this will be considered my ghost print. Now you can get some really, really cool things just off of this. So I think I'm going to add a light color onto this. Even to go with a cream or a yellow. Let's do this. This is Folk Art Sunflower. Let me shake it a little. You know what? Let's go a little bit crazy here and use, what if we used a glitter? Or I have this. That's kind of dark. I don't want to over drown the butterflies. That's some big glitter right there. Let's use this pearl, this Martha Stewart pearl yellow. I'm sure she's got caps all over the top of this, yeah. I can't believe how expensive Martha Stewart paints are in the store. They are nice paints. But wowza, they're expensive. Okay, so I'm going to put this down.
Oh, that's turning green.
I'm going to put some of this folk art sunflower down over the top of it.
I just got sunflower.
And I'm going to take my chopstick and I'm going to lightly draw some swirls in it. Now you don't want to stick your chopstick in it so hard that it punctures it, but
Wow. I want to keep that one.
Charity, my plate was a lot thicker. It has shrunk down a lot. Yeah, you know when I'm jelly printing, Ronnie, because you can hear my brayer going. If you lift it up and you see that it's not all fully coming off, you can push it down and rub on it some more and see if maybe you can get some more of that paint to stick onto your paper. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sorry, I have to blow again. Cold is kicking my arse.
Okay, Dr. Penny. Okay, what?
So that one came out nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Can you go put this one on my desk?
Yeah.
Did you spread them out so they are not on top of each other?
And mine just dried. Yes. Not this one. I'm not finish it yet.
Karen, you can have this one too.
Ooh. Make me another one.
Can you grab me those little flower stencils right there?
You're not use this one yet.
Okay, I'll use that one next.
After that.
Yep. Can you get me a piece of that big bubble wrap?
Grandma, I have one over here. I just got some for you.
So I'm wiping off my brayer again.
This one, Grandma? Look, this one is useful. I got one over there. Yeah, my sister can't keep. This one is useful.
Yep, it is useful.
They gave one of my sister shoes.
Okay, just set it down. Thank you. Okay, so I still have this one, and I want to put something on the top of it. So I need to keep that in mind as I'm doing this next one. So I'm going to grab another color here.
Ah, that is my I got paint on my hand.
I hope that the noise doesn't bother y'all too much. I know that we're usually used to quietness on our Saturday live, quiet Sunday or Saturday quiet streams, you guys, but think of it as an added treat to have chillins in the background today. want to know what any of these colors are, just ask. I just think it's kind of redundant for me to keep telling you the colors. Like you're going to go out and get that specific color or something. So I'm going to take this new tool that I got. It's kind of like a spongy little guy. Maybe it will work better. Yeah, I like that better to turn it on the side.
Hey, Fry, you tickling me.
And I'm just going to take this. Can you guys see over here? I think you guys can see over there. I think you can see over here better. So let me put this over here. And I'm just going to tap this. That's kind of cool.
Oh, tickles. Ow.
We have a fly attacking us.
And tickling me. And tickling my sister. Like Emma.
It kind of gives a splatter effect.
No, it's not ready. Flies tickling me. Yeah.
Okay. We heard you. Don't get so much water on your paints, Haley. Your hair's getting in my work.
Sorry.
Okay, that's cool. I like it. So this is pretty much dry. So what I can do is actually reactivate that paint with some water. It's going to mix my colors up, but it will reactivate the paint. And I can add some more paint to it if I want to, you know, get some darker spots on it. Haley wanted me to use this heart stencil.
Because I'll fill it one.
It got kind of bent up. Look, Haley, it even matches the color. So I need to try to straighten it out a little.
That's why I want to use it.
It's still not completely straight under there, but maybe it'll straighten itself out.
I should wipe this sponge. Just like a bottle.
Okay, you need to go back down and paint. Okay?
I don't freaking know what I want to do.
Well, then go upstairs and play. Don't mess with my cords, please. Ronnie says, hi, Brooke.
Hi. I was super excited what Ronnie looked like. I don't know what Ronnie looked like.
I'll show you a picture. That stencil got pretty wet. Wet.
No, you can't keep
So
that.
let's do something more to this. I want it to dry a little bit more because it did get pretty soppy. So I need to decide if I want to do more to this. So I'm going to just set it to the side for now. But I do want this to dry just a bit because it's still kind of wet. And I don't really want whatever I put on top of it to mix with it. I want it to be a second layer on top.
Now this will work.
You can also put another stencil on top of it. What if we tried that? What if we just put another stencil like these flowers on top?
Like that.
And then let's do, what if we did blue? No, I think that will make it too mucky. Maybe yellow. This is a pearl. I have to really push it in there and work kind of fast. The girls are amazed with the delay. They're amazed at the delay. They like look at the camera and then they see something different on the computer. It's confusing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why there's two different things.
8 different things. I don't know which one is which.
3 different things. What I'm doing, what's on the phone camera, and what's on the computer.
No, it's alright. Show after you done. It's alright. Show this to everyone. This.
Okay, so we have that.
Careful. I help.
Now we have that, and we have that, and we have this. So now we need to put another layer. I think I want a really light blue. Do I have a really light blue? This is another pearl. Pearls seem to dry faster.
Apple.
Or metallic, I'm sorry. Is this a metallic or a pearl? This is a metallic, I'm sorry. It's so much fun, you guys. And I am not even like good at it. If you watch some videos on people that really know what they're doing, they can pull some incredible, incredible art off of these things. I am just not that seasoned in this, but I have watched some incredible things come off of these. Endless possibilities is right, Becky. Like, I haven't hardly even touched any of my fun little gadget things. And you could literally just sit here and play for hours. I always tend to pull out my Cricut negatives because I just love working with them. I just seem to always pull off some of the neatest stuff with those. I'm not pulling off a lot of this, so I'm going to get another really cool print off of that. But look how nice that looks.
Ooh, my favorite kettle.
So I have a couple over here that, I mean, all of these I need to add something to. This one I think is good. So I'll give it to my little runner girl over here. But look at how, you guys see how cool that looks with the metallic paint? I don't know if the light, I think you guys are seeing it pretty good there. The metallic paints are just incredible on this thing. So we can pick some more up off of this, but I'm not going to use the metallic because I think the metallic is just making everything so sticky on there. So let me get another color here. Maybe we'll try this Deco Titanium White. Maybe that will moisten things up enough, and yet... Okay, there's no lid on here. Oh, I see, it's wrapped. It's wrapped on the outside. Really watery. What is this stuff? It's a fluid acrylic, that's why. But maybe this will moisten everything up enough to where it will get down to those layers of heart that I did and pull all of this paint off. I don't know. It's a thought anyways. Because remember, there are some hearts underneath all of this.
And I hope my painting is super colorful.
It is super colorful. You're doing an awesome job.
And I can't wait for
that metallic is...
It's alright, take this to the museum.
Icy Blue and Craft Smart. So it's one of the cheap paints. Craft Smart in Icy Blue.
Icy Blue, my favorite color.
It's beautiful.
I like icy blue. You know that, Emma? I had to do another color for
it makes a great spray too, Charity. I've made a spray out of that if you mix it with alcohol. Oh yeah. Wait till you see this, you guys. You're going to love this one. I'm going to press it really, really good to get all of that paint off of there. I hope it all comes up. I think it's going to. Are you ready? Ta-da! Here goes. It's going to be great. This might be my greatest one for the day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Look at that. Oh. And that was layers and layers and layers. Oh my goodness, that one's going to be hard. See, now this is one that I will scan into my computer and print out. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I have 2 flies in here now.
Great. Wait, that might be a daddy.
Look at how cool that is.
Just might be daddy and mommy. Yeah, great.
I love it. If you can put layers and layers onto your plate.
Might be sisters.
It's a way to go. And how I pulled all of those layers off together with this Deco Art Media fluid acrylic in titanium white.
No, you think I'm happy with the shutter?
Now this won't print out the metallics, you guys. Obviously on your printer, it's not going to print out the cool metallics.
Wait, a big one.
But what I'll do is can you stop? What I'll do is I'll scan this into my computer and upload it onto my cloud, and you guys can download this onto your computer and print it out. If you want it to shine just a bit, you can spray some metallic sprays or some pearl sprays on top of it to give it some glitter. But you should, depending on how good your printer is, you should be able to get all of those colors. So if you would like for me to do that, I will definitely do that for you. And I'll make it available on Faith Unedited and on my community Facebook page, and you can download it. Can you go be very careful with this masterpiece? Careful. Okay. Should we continue?
have this.
I really want to use some store-bought stencils, like my new stencil.
I have
this one here.
I have a Xeon like this masterpiece I made, Grandma. I'm going to take this to the Xeon. Dun, dun, dun.
So I really want to try this one. So what I think I'm going to do is put that over these hearts. And I think what I'm going to use is I don't know what I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this. This is a silver metallic, and there is still a little bit of white on here. Oop, I need more than that.
Wow. This cutter I never want to make.
See, a lot of people don't like the cheaper paints because they are watery, but for jelly printing, your cheaper paints are the best thing for the Gelli Plate. I'm telling you, they really are, because they have a longer drying time, and that's what you need when you're jelly printing. You need your dry time to be longer. So the cheaper paints are your better paints. So go and get those cheap paints. The Craft Smart paints are absolutely perfect for the Gelli Plate. I cringe when I see people squirting those expensive $6, $7 paints onto this thing. You just don't need it. I don't think, for what I do anyways. I mean, they may know something that I don't, and they probably do, but I mean, you're seeing it with your own eyes, so. I don't think it takes a lot to figure it out. Crafting doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, it still is expensive, especially if you do all different sorts of it. But like if you want to just get into this, it doesn't have to break you. The thing that breaks you is buying stickers at the Dollar Tree. So that's not bad, right? I think it still needs black. I think it still needs some black ink on it, but that comes with stamping. Okay, so we've got this grid stuff on here. And I've got grid on here. So I need to move. See why you need a lot of space, and Brooke keeps piling more and more stuff on me. I guess she thinks I need more stuff on my desk. So what I'm going to do, this is it's kind of scary when I start doing stuff like this because you could ruin it, but it's just paint and paper. So, but I'm going to flip this stencil and put it on these butterflies. And probably a lot won't come off of here because a lot of this paint was probably dry. So it's probably not going to transfer a lot. See, it hardly transferred anything. Just kind of around the edges and a little bit of a shadow. So now I've got this image to deal with. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I do know that I need a wipe. Lori, this is a Gelli Plate. See this thing? It's made out of gelatin and glycerin. Knox gelatin and glycerin.
I'm gonna figure something to do. Maybe can I do real paint?
No, I've never tried marbling.
Ta-da!
You can buy it, Lori, or you can make it. This one is made. I made this one. They're cheaper if you want to make it yourself, but more convenient to buy it. I've never used a bought one, so I can't tell you the difference, but I did ask somebody. Was it Kelly? Yeah, Kelly, I think. Wasn't it you that I asked? Because Kelly's used both, a handmade one and a bought one, and she said that there's no difference. Because I had considered buying one, and I asked her if there was a difference, and she said no, there's no difference. So I opted. Can you get me that one, that butterfly one?
This one?
How about the big butterflies?
I shouldn't get it.
Don't rip them though.
Right, I hope you like this, Grandma. Look.
It's beautiful, Haley.
Grandma, is there a take this to a museum?
Take it to the museum for what, to display it?
No.
Or just take it and walk around with it?
No. For I put it somewhere for I hang it. In the museum for everyone's.
We'll hang it in our museum here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do these butterflies.
Maybe I'll make more of the look like this.
I'm just going to put some spots of purple. A spot of pink. Ooh, that was more than a spot. And maybe
Some green.
you really can't dilly-dally. You do have to move when you're doing this.
Okay, you have the extra one. Like him up.
I really don't want a bunch of mud on here, so I'm just trying to move the paint as best that I can without getting it all mixed up and goopy. That was a lot of paint, so I'm going to move some of it down here.
Don't do it. Yeah, you're doing daddy.
The girls know, they're professional dilly-dalliers. They know all about the dilly-dally.
Dilly-dally, dilly-dally, dilly-dally.
It did all kind of mix up, but that's okay. It'll still be cool.
Okay, those flies dilly and dollies. I have an idea to who you paint with watercolors.
Sometimes your ideas work and sometimes your ideas don't work.
Mine.
That's how we learn.
And mine is best, right, Grandma? I am a best painter.
You are the best painter.
Not me.
Why aren't you the best painter?
Because I'm a designer paint. Designer's not paint. You know, I think to who some of you paint and with a lot of colors.
No, Lori, they're not hard to make. They're very, very simple. That's who I followed, Nancy. I followed Stacy from Pink Poodle Crafts.
Mama, you know I love pink poodles. Pink poodles. Oh, I think him like his grandma. You make this a pink poodle wrap too.
Hi, Sean. I'm glad you joined us. How are you? Look at Sean. Ah, poop. My stencil's sticking again.
Okay, you have the extra one. Anyways.
What is wrong with this? That's okay. You know what? We're just going to leave the stencil right on top of that.
Like, kind of look beautiful with it.
Here, I'm going to push it down to make it stick again. So my stencil's stuck. I'm just going to leave it on there.
Maybe you keep it on there. Daddy have an extra one. Like him.
So I still have the, this is going to be absolutely fabulous. I can tell already that this is going to be fabulous, you guys. I'm going to use metallic again. This is going to be grand.
Haley, don't pick.
Where's my wipes? Oh, they're underneath this. So well.
Yeah, you can dilly-dally again.
I was dilly-dallying. Haley says I was dilly-dallying.
Mama, I'm thinking about making a picture with you kind of paint.
Okay, I'm still really wet in that area. We're just gonna go for it. So this is that blue metallic again.
Woo!
I'm gonna put this there. I'm gonna make sure my brayer ends are stuck down. Okay, I'm gonna put a layer of this.
Dilly-dallying, dilly-dallying.
Okay, and then I want to do something there. I'm going to take my brand new little brush and I'm going to put some marks. Into my paint. Maybe we'll take this guy again. Can you guys see over here? You can a little bit.
Mama, is there any video camera with us to a water park?
Yeah, next time we go.
I think.
And I want this to dry on here. Because we're going to try to get another layer. Okay, so here, let's do, here, I won't dilly-dally this time.
Dilly-dally.
I'm going to do this one really quick. Let's get some butterflies on here.
Ah, butterflies. You know what? I have an idea. I think I want to make a poodle this time. No, I think I want to make a poodle.
Those are beautiful. Can you go set these guys over there? Are you running out of room? Oh, you've got a couple spaces. Okay, and then what I think I'm going to do is put... Now, you guys, once I hit, it seems like an hour and a half, it forces me off. YouTube forces me off. So if that happens, just come back, okay? Come back to my channel because I'll have to start a new stream. I'm not just going to abruptly stop the stream. It forces me to stop. And then I have to start a whole new stream.
Tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. Stop.
Today. This actually kind of look beautiful. Can you give that picture to me? with a buff ice because it didn't.
So I'm just using my chopstick and I'm just going in here and drawing some swirls. Now I'm going to use this fluid acrylic from Deco Art in white. I'm not going to clean my brayer. I'm just going to spread this out and then reactivate the thing. That's just a really watery paint. Now, if you don't want to go out and buy that, because I'm sure it's not cheap, they sent that to me for free. You can probably just take some water and put it in some white paint and water it down and get the same effect. I'm sure that's what it is. I don't know if there's something that they've added in it to make it special. There probably is.
Emma, I kind of have an idea. If someone keep rubbing me, hey.
I'm going to rub this good.
Gelli Gala, dilly gala, little bell. Emma, I kind of have an idea.
And there we go. It's another good one. What do you guys think? I love it. So that's another one that I'll copy and download if you would like. Let me know. I'm gonna scan it anyways because I tend to, if I make a print like that, I tend to scan it and print it and cut up the prints. I have a hard time. I have a very hard time cutting up the originals. Because I know I'll never be able to do it. You're lagging, yeah. Sorry guys, it's at 62%. There, that maybe that will help. Okay, that's cool. Just put them in a pile somewhere.
I do have an idea. I think I have to piece.
Quit banging on the table.
Too much water. I can't depend on my water. That's a handy. Just that, not many of that, not that much. This in a hand is a good idea because it's a little bit.
Okay, we should be streaming at full capacity now. The quality is back up to 96%. So I hope that I lost are coming back. Okay, she's back. Okay. I think in my next video, I'm gonna further layer these, and I think that this stencil that on. So in my next video, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to further layer some of these prints. So I've got quite a few here, and instead of adding more paint to some of these, I'm going to use some stamping and some stencils with inks. So I'm going to put these aside. And but I think that this stencil that you bought for me, Sean, is going to look absolutely gorgeous on those butterflies. That's some French text that he purchased for me, and I've been absolutely dying to use it. So do you guys want me to continue? Or have you seen enough? I don't know why the YouTube stream... I may have to start a new stream, you guys, because I can see that it's lagging. So if that's the case, I'm good, because the quality on my end is fine. This is all happening on YouTube's end. So if it continues, I'm going to have to start a new stream. So do you want me to continue to Gelli print? Okay, I know that there's a lag, and I know that the okay, great, Sean. So I'll continue, and we'll just go from there.
I'm going to change this new water.
I love these little flowers, but I think I want to do some bright colors, and I did buy some neons, and so I think I'm going to pull them out. Neons have really come back, and that makes me happy.
Mama, how about you write this?
You need to hush now, okay? So I am going to neon some of these flowers up. So I'm going to try to make my paints like blue. Great, Teresa. I'm glad. I just didn't want for you to be getting bored with it. Green. Sorry, I just got these, so I have to open them. Now, Michael's has all of their Craft Smart paints. I don't know if all of them. I think the ad said all of them on sale. And so I'm going to use them. Affect it, and I'm just going to roll these out. I'm not really too worried about the colors mixing. And we're going to make some neon flowers. I remember when I was in my teens how neons were really in. And it really made me sad when neons went out. And now I'm so happy they're back. They're coming back anyways. Like, how can you not like a neon? Hi, Kathy. How are you? You do need a Gelli Plate, Teresa. Yes, Joy, you need to do it. I don't store it. I put it up on a shelf, which is very bad. I need to get a Tupperware to store it in. You should store it in an airtight container. I think that like one of those Tupperware cake pans would be perfect if you have a big one like this.
Ooh.
So that's pretty plain, but it's cool. It's cool.
And my painting, this painting going to be cool too.
And this is even kind of
And I
cool. It
painted
pulled
this
up some of the
one.
paints that were already on there.
Whoa.
But this right here, you
look like rainbows.
usually your ghost print is usually your best. So don't ever clean this up. Your initial one is good, and you can add stuff to this, but this is usually where your magic is, right here. So you can leave it like this, but you can also add stuff to it. I like to add lighter, because usually if you add darker to it, in my experience, now you might have a different experience than me. Try what you want to try, by all means. Do you. Don't do me, do you. Sorry, I'm just taking the plastic off with my teeth. So I'm going to add this yellow. But I don't want it all to be that yellow, so I'm going to again take this fluid white.
Now guess what? This looks like a rainbow.
It does kind of look like a rainbow.
Huh? This looks soft while doing watercolors with my hand. Bingo. Wait, Emma.
And I have these circles.
Guess what? An orange look like a red. Oh, that's brown. Super cute. I'm making a rainbow here. And I'm making green. I think I want to send Charity this painting.
You want to send Charity that painting?
Yes. Maybe I send Charity over there.
What, did you hang one up on our hook?
Mm-hmm.
Was it dry when you hung it? So it's not dripping all over the piano? That.
I like that my face if you do it on it. You know what? This with people while doing this with me. I think I'm going to give this to Sean. Because it's a boy cutter, right, Grandma?
Boys can like every color.
Like orange. It doesn't make him this much. You know what? I'm making this with me here. I think this look good with you paints. Right, Camel? This look might look good with you paints. On this end. Yeah, this is what I think. This is what my idea is. If I use this side for do a lot of cuddles and you paint over here. Camel?
Yeah, Sean, she wants to send you her paint doing because it's boy colors. Here, let me see that you're painting, Haley. This is black sparkle paint. Here, Sean, she wants to send you this because it's boy colors.
And circles. Look, Grandma. Circles over here. Grandma, can I send this to Shelly? You can.
Well, it's not finished yet.
But I have
Here, Charity, Brooke wants to send you this one. Better make one for Ronnie or she's going to get upset.
I'm going to do, but I'm going to do Ronnie's with feels. Okay, Grandma?
Okay, you guys want to see it on black? I'm putting it on black. This is black cardstock.
No. What Shelly say? You said?
She said that is just too precious.
Good, they can add something to it, like cute cuddles.
No, you're not going to use my paint. You have to use your paint.
You're not having more. Here's this. Thanks. If you can't trade that to me, okay? Now I'm going to do this with Mom. Can I just put it with wax, too?
It's going to really pop because I put that white paint on it. Oh, it's not lifting up as well as I would have liked it to. Hey, SSN3. We got your message the first time. We appreciate you being here, okay? But let's stop soliciting for your channel. Thank you.
Noah, do you think this bill hand white in on it? More of a paintbrush. Mama, maybe this look good with bottles too. Look. Hey, can I have another paintbrush? Look, Grandma. Look at the green and a purple mixed together, Grandma.
Cool.
This will goes on this.
Okay, you guys, since YouTube, it's been 1.5 hours, so YouTube is about ready to start a new stream. So you're going to have to go back into my stream. Okay? So it'll be Monoprinting Madness 2
Okay, buddies.
stream. Okay?
Okay, kind of even. Daddy buzz in my ear.